It looks like we're live. Hello, everyone. Let me know in the chat if you can see us and hear us. And I'm going to close this and get back to Zoom so I can see my friends. All right. I see Mary. Mary's the only one I see right now. There we go. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming. So can you all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. And we have a new face today on our collaboration station. So we won't put you on the spot yet. We'll let you go last. But Mary, can you start us off by introducing yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Mary Maple from the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia. I have been with VIPKid for almost 3 years, just signed my 6th contract. I also teach on OutSchool and do numerous other things. You can find me at thrivewithmary.com on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all those wonderful things. Look forward to sharing with you today.
Great. And Amanda, did you leave us?
I'm here. I don't like the camera quality in the other thing, so I switched back. So
it definitely looks clearer now.
It's much better. You get my widescreen view. So here I am in all my gloriousness.
I love your gloriousness, especially the picture that your friend drew of you. That was super cute.
Oh, this morning. Yes, I am Amanda Panda teacher. My student in level 2, unit 2. I don't think he understood how to bring a project to class. So we had draw the teacher. So we skipped to the last slide. He is 4. And so I drew the face. He drew eyes and mouth and headphones because that was one of our vocabulary words. It turned out really cute. And I snapped a picture and shared on social media. So it was a fun morning. It was a little crazy. I got a little boogers on the screen.
Nice.
I got it all that morning. I got a lot of unfocusedness, but we did it. And I got a beautiful picture of myself. So I feel good.
That's awesome.
I'm Amanda Panda teacher from amandapandateacher.com. I am here today because I got some new freebies. I got to tell you about. So look behind me on the wall here. If you don't have Dragon Boat stuff, go to my website because I've got a free PDF printable. It's got Megan, Mike, and Dino in the Dragon Boats. I've got the cutest vocabulary flashcards, brand new, hot off the press, that have all of the words with really pretty text I'm excited about. And all of these are freebie printables on my website too. So I just put up my race. I will be racing dragon boats. I'm using these dragon boats, some tape, and then a dice that will toss and roll, and then we'll move the dragon boats for the race. So that's my new, starts tomorrow. So
love it.
So there I am.
And Amanda, even when you're not here, your shop comes up every time. I don't know if you ever listen to any of them from the playbacks, but your shop comes up every collaboration now.
Well, super awesomeness. Thank you. Yes, I took a week off and went to visit the desert with family. I did some fun things with kids like swimming and hiking. I did not go to the Las Vegas Strip to get coronavirus, but we had a fun time away and just in the desert. We had a great time. So
awesome.
Good.
It was a really fun trip. So we're back now.
Okay, Mandy, I think you're frozen. I'm going to say hi in the chat really quick. So it's a super cute frozen picture, though. I wish they would freeze like that on me.
Usually they look like,
right? Let's see. We have 7 in the chat. Hello, everyone. We have Amy Lou, Stephanie. Well, Amy, I always call her Amy Lou. Amy, Stephanie, Evelyn. Oh, Melissa. Hey, Melissa. And I saw Charles is here. Hey, Charles. We have 7 watching. Thanks for coming. And let's see, we have 1 thumbs up. Can we try to beat some of our other ones? I learned that from Kristen's classroom. Do you know if she doesn't ask people to give her a thumbs up, they're like, hey, Kristen, how many thumbs up are you trying for today? She's like, 40. And they're like, okay. Anyway, and our new friend today. Hello, Mandy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I can. I'm Mandy Ferguson. I solely teach with VIPKid now, but hopefully soon to add OutSchool. I have been with them. I'm getting ready to sign my 3rd contract, so I'm pushing a year now. Yay!
Awesome.
I just started a website for teachers online. I sell teacher swag and classroom stuff. or working on the classroom stuff. Currently, it's just teacher t-shirts and stuff. VESLconnection.com. And I'm excited to be here. Thank you for asking me, Kasie. It's a great group, and maybe I can put a couple thoughts in.
Good, love
Awesome.
it. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Do you have the chat up, Mandy, or not yet?
I can put.
You don't have to. I was just going to ask if you wanted to put in your
Oh,
website.
you know what? That's going to be on the Facebook thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we can do it for you.
Okay, because I do not have it up.
Amanda,
I don't have my
you're
tablet
faster
with
than
me.
me. Amanda, will you put it in the chat?
Yes. Tell me it again. What is the website? I'll put it in. I just put
It's
mine.
sure, the ESLconnection.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
Amanda multitasks a lot better than I do.
I
and
can
Melissa.
see that.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
very
about
good
Mary.
with that.
Mary and I usually just, we're good chatters. Okay, today you're all
Thanks,
here
Amanda.
to hear about marketing.
No problem. I got it.
Good. Okay. So you're here to listen about marketing yourself. And I guess I don't even know if I introduced myself, but I think I did. My name's Kasie Oswald, and my channel I was telling Nancy Taylor the other day, like my niche is just everywhere. I don't really have one. And she made me feel good. She said, you're building a community.
Mhm.
And we have lots of friends in the chat now, and lots of friends online, and friends that come to collaborations. And so, yeah, I love that. So my niche really is supposed to be teaching and teacher stuff. And my newest little gig is permission to read Pout Pout books on my channel. So you can find a little mix on my channel, but today is marketing yourself. And I have lots of notes from a marketing yourself workshop that I went to just yesterday. So I wanted to make sure I was prepared. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about WeChat from Kristen's Classroom, her channel. She's got a great video on it. So let's start with you guys. Anybody have an idea of a way to market yourself, whether it be to VIPKid or any other teaching platforms?
I'll start. I think,
Yeah.
you know, what we are given with VIPKid, and I don't know about other companies, I used to teach with GoGoKid, is your first impression that you make on parents is your introductory video, as well as your paragraph. And when I have coached some new teachers through that process, sometimes I see them talking a lot in terms of, I will really enjoy teaching your student, your child, instead of, I hope to bring your child a lot of joy learning. Some like phrasing it in terms of what the child, what the student will receive, rather than your own benefit. You know, I think that is a really important shift in focus, to be constantly thinking of, the parent is looking for, what is it in it for them? How will you help their student be successful? So even though you may bring in your interest, you'll bring in why you are passionate about this, always translate it into the benefit it will give to the student. I think that's super important. When I have helped people tweak their paragraph or their video, those are the things I focus on.
Good. And along the same lines, in the workshop yesterday, he showed us some pictures. So the first stop is they're going to look at the pictures first, your profile picture, before they get to your video. And I heard before, like, if everyone's in orange, everyone's just in orange, you know, and I in mine, I'm in purple, and I, you know, wondered if that was maybe why I got a good start. But his point was, take a look at these 4 pictures. Who would you click on? You need to be able to stand out. If they're looking through 100,000 teachers and everyone is kind of in the same pose, the same professional everything, you know, it's easy for them to just keep going past you. But if you have something that makes you stand out, like even just something simple in your picture with you, a prop or something that might help you stand out. Of course, if you're not, you know, marketing to level 1, you don't necessarily want a baby toy here. You know what I mean? So that was the first thing he mentioned, was profile picture and introductions.
And I think with that profile picture, making sure that you still stand out, though, without a distracting background, because sometimes there's so much in the background. And when you only have that little headshot, it can get distracting if there's much behind you. So still having kind of a clean background, yet something that makes you unique, I think is good.
Good. And mine is just a brick background with me in a purple shirt. I think I have my hair up and everything like this. So I don't know. Maybe it's bright. I don't know. I think I saw in here somebody say, thank you, Amanda, for help with the video. Was that for VIPKid?
I have a couple resources on my YouTube channel. So I have a video about your bio. I have a video about your profile picture, like how to write them. And really, a lot of teachers don't have an idea of what to actually put there, what actually translates to parents so they understand. I was on holiday, but I actually wrote the 4 steps to create a professional profile for online teaching. And in here is full of pictures. Let me show you my profile picture. Here is my first profile picture. I am holding a cowboy boot and I have these star glasses on. And that was something I changed to 2 months after I started teaching. When I did, my bookings went doot, 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 doot. Because imagine I am the size of a dime in parents' phones to search for me. Are you going to click on the teacher with the crazy cowboy boot or the regular old teacher with an orange shirt? So that's how it works. And for me today, this is mine, a much clearer, fresher picture. And I'm holding some props because I'm appealing to upper level students. I don't teach lower level kids anymore. So I've kind of adjusted what my pick photos are. So this guide is in my website, amandapandateacher.com. I told you I got lots of freebies. It has all the different tips for all the profile. Here's the profile picture. Here's what to do for your bio, how to write it. So if you need a guide, I've never seen one like it. It's a first of its kind and so helpful. And it's good for any company too. So there's my little plug for something free. I think marketing yourself is really important, especially in VIPKid and especially right now. Competition is fierce for slots. Bookings for students are down. Lots of students are not booking. An economic downturn is happening in their country and our country. So like to get your slots booked, you cannot have the same profile picture that you had 3 years ago when you started. You can't have the same video. Like you really got to up your game to really pull in those students. So this is a really timely, helpful choice. And I think our conversation today is really timely and helpful too. One of my big tips is, and actually a lot of you have it, good job, is to have your teacher's show name on the wall of your classroom, because parents will share you on social media in China. And if they share teacher Amanda, there are thousands of teacher Amandas. I am Amanda XYJ. That means there's Amanda A, B, C, D, E, F. I mean, all of them. So if I don't have this branding in my classroom available for parents to see, this is what most newbies mess up on so much. Kasie, you need your letter up there, girl.
I know. I'm C.
Oh, Kasie C. It is so tough to find me. So in VIPKid, this is how parents find me. They don't find me Amanda Panda Teacher. They find Amanda XYJ. Actually, one of my students, she told me my last name was XYJ. And I said, no, honey, that's not my last name, but thank you. So new teachers, get this up on the wall in your classroom and put the letters, even though it feels weird, you got to do it. And assign every feedback with your teacher's show name. Every profile you make, whether WeChat or online, whatever you're creating, it's all going to have that teacher show name. That's so important to find you and book you. So
it was Stephanie that said, thank you, Amanda Panda, for the profile picture advice.
Awesome.
So very good. If you have some tips and tricks also that you want to share with us, let us know in the chat box. We'd love to see it. We have 9 in here. Thanks, guys. Charles said, thank you, Amanda Panda, printing now. I'm going to print out our Dragon Boat stuff.
And this guide is really helpful. Like it's got everything. So like how to write your bio, how to write, it's everything. And even samples. So like here's my featured photos. It talks about like how to choose photos that are different features to collect and get parents' attention on your profile. It's all here. So it's every single part of your profile, how to make one. So
very good.
I've looked at it, Amanda. It's excellent.
Awesome. Brand new. I just made it. So
wow. Awesome. Very good. Yeah. Good. So we talked, anything else about the profile pictures, lifestyle picture? He did say to be careful you don't want yourself too far back, in some of the lifestyle pictures, because you want to show what you're doing. but you don't want to be drowned out in the background so far that they can't recognize you. Anything else about the profile pictures?
A couple things about teacher dress. So even though it's hot, Kasie lives in Florida. I live in the desert in California. I don't have a profile picture of me in a tank top or a low cut shirt. So remember that parents in China are looking for professional teachers.
Yeah.
They equate professional teachers with being modest. This is my professional shirt. Though I like Teacher Mandy, you look so professional.
Thank you.
Woo, woo, that's a lovely outfit. I would book a class with you. So you want to make sure that what your dress is that you're wearing is always covering and always professional in the style, even hair styles. So a lot of teachers have very beautiful flowing locks that are gorgeous and all over everywhere. Parents really equate professional dress with like combed and coiffed hair. Not that my hair is beautifully amazing, but this is how it is. So it's in a ponytail every class. I don't wear it kind of down and everywhere. I think it distracts from the student seeing my face. I'm there to teach, see my lips. So all of those things are just important with your dress and your pictures. So reflect a professional looking picture too.
And kids are quick to point out if you look like a boy. Just saying.
At least you don't have to keep putting your hair back.
I don't. It's short.
I love your hair. I was talking about it last night, actually, but that's for another conversation later.
It's easy hair.
Let's see. Amanda, you said something, and I was going to go off of it, and now I can't remember. Hair. Oh, I wear a tank top right up until about 10 minutes before these videos start. There are a couple where I forget and I'm in a tank top and you'll be like, oh. But even for these, I run and change. But yeah, it is too hot. It was 95 at 9 o'clock this morning on my walk. That feels like. So I was like, whoo.
Wow.
So, okay, let's see. Did you guys know, did you guys know there's a low booking department? Low booking, where you can put the low booking tickets in. There's, poor Cindy's having trouble getting in, I think. There's a low booking
had no idea.
area. Yeah, it was in the workshop yesterday. And he said, if you're having low bookings, try a ticket. Now, some have complained that it's an automated response, but get it out there, let them know, reply back. Sometimes I'll reply back to an automated response. So that's just another idea. Has anybody tried the low booking tickets, or anybody in the chat? Anybody tried it? No. Luckily, I haven't had to, but I'm going to knock on some wood.
I know, right?
I don't know if this is wood, but I knock on it every day. It makes me feel better. And here is one of the things. Become a better teacher. Study to become a better teacher. If you've had a couple of classes and you're not getting rebooked, maybe consider taking a class, a workshop, or a course on ESL teaching or ways to become a better teacher. I know Nancy Taylor has a course. I know Mary and I both have, I think Mary does. We have affiliates to her. It's a 4-hour ESL course that you can take. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mary. It was only like $30 with our affiliate link or 40, something like that. So it's not that expensive, but it gives you great tips and tricks. What are other ways you can study to become a better teacher?
Well, I want to piggyback on that. I've had 2 recent recruits that have started. They've both taken very different paths. One has taken every workshop available to her and got bookings right away. And it seems like each new certification that's offered, she takes. She's been with the company 3 weeks and is now at about 15 classes a week. So she's on fire starting compared to the other who doesn't have as many days available, so isn't opening as many slots, doesn't have time to take the extra workshops, so all of those little things, I think, I'm not sure if how many workshops you take shows up to the parents or not, but certainly the number of certifications you have. And I think the more you certify for, the more the parents can see, oh, this teacher can travel with me through different levels, through different supplemental courses. And I think that's really attractive to the parents. So I would highly suggest taking whatever you would feel comfortable teaching, but expanding beyond just 1 or 2 levels.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll piggyback off what Mary said. I recently, I'm sort of in that same boat. So certifications, try a certification. If you don't like it, you can always have it removed. But if you don't try it, you can't go off what teacher next to you says that they like to do, because it might not be your cup of tea.
Yeah.
So try it. You might find your niche is something you didn't know that you were going to like. You ended up going, wow, this is awesome.
Mandy, I met you in Nancy's class too, didn't I? In her course? Okay. I just thought about that. I'm like, wait a minute. So you might have a code too.
I do. I just don't use it. I
Charles said,
got too many irons in the fire right now.
I hear you. Charles said, Kasie, I'm an old dog, but can learn a lot. Amy Lou said she's taken workshops while driving, shopping, and in waiting rooms. I've been taking them too. Like I said, I took one yesterday, and I'm taking the one for the culture course on the dragon boats.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Unless I missed it. Hello, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us.
Kasie, I think the dragon boat's tomorrow morning. There's 2 of them. I think it's tomorrow.
I'll have to look. Okay, so become a better teacher. Yeah, let's see. She said I needed to admit her, but I shouldn't have to. I'm going to go check on her. Let's see. No.
While you're doing that, I was going to add, this is what I always tell people about getting certifications. This is what I'm certified for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, IMC, all supplementals. Basically, any certification that opens, I do it because I want a big funnel coming to me. If I stayed in 2 and 3, that means I have a smaller funnel of students coming to me. And that's key right now. If I'm certified for more things, I do voice, I do everything. I just did this morning space. Oh, that was so fun. I taught about the planets. I was like, that's a great class with one of my regulars. He must have had his learning partner teacher book me for a supplemental. So again, I could never have gotten that class if I didn't have a big funnel. A big funnel means more bookings. So why would you stay with 1 or 2 certifications when a big funnel brings more kids to you? If you have been a niche teacher just doing levels 2 and 3 and your bookings are down, fix your profile, certify in more things. That's the answer. So that when the slow time comes, you can pull those students in and you're getting a lot of kids. That's how my bookings fill. It's because I'm certified in everything in the world. And so they can come to Teacher Amanda for everything. And not that I teach everything, but it all can come to me. So that's the strategy. It's really, really important. So don't limit yourself.
2 Air and Space ones canceled. I was so bummed because I was so well prepared and it was one of my regulars that I love. I was so excited.
It was fun. Except in the morning, it's really hard to remember which planet is the furthest from the sun, like 4 a.m.
My very elegant mother just served us 9 and now there's no P. So
I should have taught him that. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to read the teacher tips really small. Like, which planet is the furthest from the sun? I don't know.
Wish they could make that bigger for us.
Golly, yes, especially these old eyes. I'm like, oh, and these are fakies. So still, I'm like, whoa, I can't find it.
Let's see. I have every certification I can have and have been to pretty much all the workshops available and some more than once. That's awesome, Stephanie. Keep plugging away. I took the Dragon Boat workshop last week and it was fun. I think I was scheduled last week, Rebecca, because I have a dental tomorrow. Do you guys have thoughts about Minicam or similar, as opposed to a physical background? Do you think as far as marketing yourself? I think either way. I think it's just your choice.
I don't use any digital stuff in my classroom. I'm too old school. So I haven't, and I've been fully booked forever and have people waiting. So I don't think it hurts to not be digital, but it depends on who's looking for you. I think it depends on the parent and what they're wanting for their child. You know, I think the right students will find you whether you are digital or not.
I think it's a misconception that you have to have digital effects to attract students. The truth is, good teaching will attract students anytime. So whether you are a heavy prop user or a mix of both, whether you use Google Slides or you don't, I do use ManyCam. I use digital like pictures on the screen with the stars that dance intermittently. It is not what I do all the time. I pull out other rewards that are printed rewards. I give toy rewards. I do dragon boat festivals on the wall. So like whatever it is, I vary and it's different all the time. I use a mix of both. I do not use Google Slides because I found my screen is just too small and it was too many things to manage because I am busy teaching with my hands. I cannot be using the computer all the time with my hands. I mean, you see my classroom, I got props galore. So like I can't grab stuff, do the computer. It's just too many things to manage. So I personally use ManyCam to zoom in so that I'm the right size. Well, obviously I'm not the right size in the Zoom, but for my students, I am. I adjust the lighting. I do some effects with pictures. I can do Google Slides if I want to, but really, truly, it's a small part of my classroom. It enhances my teaching, but it doesn't replace good teaching. My students come to me not for ManyCam. They come for good quality teaching and instruction. So if you work on your skills in teaching and take workshops on the actual how to teach grammar, ESL strategies, improve your TPR, ManyCam is like icing on the cake. It is not the full cake. So really go for the things that are important in teaching first. Don't run out there and try to do all these digital effects. That will not get kids to book you again if you suck at teaching. So got to work on the real meat first.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
Poor Mandy.
I wouldn't mind
talent.
chiming in on that.
So yeah, go ahead. First, let's tell everyone who you are.
Sorry, I was late. My daughter was visiting. I had my
yay.
grandkids, so I had to say goodbye to them. And my name is Cindy Bennett, and I am using my iPad right now because my computer is like stuck, you know.
Oh,
so I'm actually the administrator for the VIPKid iPad users group as well. So, but I have used the iPad a lot for teaching, but recently I've been doing the computer, but I have an older computer. But I have been learning all of the different digital things, and I have a few videos about different things. I've been using stars to apples rewards and kind of hooking up my iPad to my computer so that I can, instead of having the rewards in a square right here, I have them in a square right on my screen. And so they're not popping up all over the place, but they're kind of right here. And then I can go big and small, kind of like that. But my thing about whatever works for you is good. And I think that, yes, you have to work with it. Like if you want to use digital rewards, work with it enough so that that's not like all you're thinking about during the class. Because that can be
good point.
Part of the whole thing is it can be a distraction if you're new to it. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to get comfortable using the different technology. And that's just secondary. It's not who I am. It's just kind of enhancing what I'm doing. But I really like the rewards in that they bring out something in the student that maybe the lesson isn't really getting to. Like I had a girl that's really, really quiet, and she's just like, when I first started teaching her, a lot of the comments from other teachers were that she's just, doesn't participate. And she just has a really like melancholy type personality. And when I tried to just treat her like I would anybody else and try to bring a smile to her face, I got some good parent feedback. And so the other day, she mentioned that she liked dogs. So one of the rewards that I got was it had like the dogs in like Find a Star, and it has like a little gif where there's a dog that moves and everything. And she just loved it. And I think that if you can find what the student likes, the reward can bring out more in that student and kind of give you a connection. And then it can also open up more conversation. So that's what I use it for. I try to like not necessarily always trying to do everything that's in the lesson with my reward, but trying to reach the student with something that they like or something we can talk about. like even friends, like recently Friends has been kind of hard to talk about. Have you been with your friends? What'd you do with your friends last week? What's the most exciting thing you've done with your friend? Like, you know, they have nothing to say. And so I have this one boy that he doesn't talk much. And I brought out the Avengers, which you could do that 2D also. But I had like, you know, different gifts and everything. And they just looking at it and everything. And so I think that's what I try to do with the rewards, is not just make it something you have to put up every 5 minutes, but a way that you're reaching that student in a over and above the actual lesson.
So, hey, Kelly Tag is here. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining us. And if you are just joining us, I just want to let you know, so far we've talked about intro, profile, and life pictures, and I put on their VIPKid education. It is a VIPKid Facebook group, and Jojo said that if you post your video or your pictures in there and ask for feedback, he said that group has been known to really help people. It's a free resource. You can go in there. I don't know them. I don't know the admin, but he really raved about that group, and that everyone in there is willing to help. And he also
there's another group too. VIPKid branding yourself. There's another group that's just branding yourself, and that when you can also put pictures in. I comment often in that group and share tips. So there's another place. So just don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Like share your pictures, share your videos, like put your bio, write your words, because people who have gone before you know how to make it better, and they will give you advice. So sorry to interrupt.
He said, just by changing your profile picture, you are giving yourself a chance. He said, you're giving yourself a facelift, is really what he said. He said, you're giving people a chance to be like, oh, I've seen this teacher. I've seen them. I've seen them.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. This one looks different. Even though you're still the same teacher, but in a different picture, they might not have noticed you before, but can notice you now. So if you're, you know, if you find you have some low bookings, that was something he mentioned. So I really wanted to say that. And we talked about becoming a better teacher, things you can do, low booking tickets, and workshops so far, but there's plenty of other things. So really quick, I see Mary had it first. Let's just see if you have anything on these before we move on.
Oh, I have something about pictures.
Okay.
So my profile picture, I change every month. So when I change my background, I take a picture of myself in my classroom. Good. So for Chinese New Year, it was me with a red background and a money envelope. My brain, oh my gosh, my brain. The lucky money. The red envelope. Thank you. It was me with the red envelope, so that every season, whatever's happening kind of around with weather or seasons, it is something different. So in the summer, I'll have like a little sun, and that's what I'm holding in. So be my face and a sun in my background. Yes, thank you. So I change every single month, and that really helps to keep my profile fresh. And I always change my videos actually every 6 months. So I redo my profile video every 6 months.
He did say that most teachers should have 3 sets. You should have a level 1, 2, a 3, 4, and a level 5 and above. Because if you have a bunch of 4s and 5s and you want some babies, you change them and throw up the little ones, attract the little ones. And if you're like, okay, I need a break from some little ones, let me throw my level 5 and above. So he said it's possible just to keep changing. I will admit I have never changed any of mine.
I changed mine after my first 2 months, and haven't really changed it in 3 years. But I'm fully booked, so I don't feel the need to just yet. It's working. Exactly. But I can certainly see the benefit. What I wanted to say is another way to market yourself is making sure that you're connecting to the parents. So all of my feedback, I really, and in class, try to make that relationship to the parent and also to the learning partner. And these are the 2 different ways I've seen that benefit me. Right now, I have a group of families in one city that have just like marshmallow. I've got this cluster of families, probably 12 families. They pretty much fill up my schedule. And they're constantly saying, I have a friend that can you do their trial class? So bonus, I do their trial class and they sign up. I don't necessarily have any room left on my schedule to teach them, but they want me to at least introduce VIPKid to their friends. So that's really cool. And then with the learning partner, as you develop that relationship, if I ever do have an opening on my schedule, it's quickly filled with one of the learning partners.
I have a bunch of notes on that. Oh, sorry, Mary. I have a bunch of notes on that and something new that I learned from JoJo yesterday. So does anyone else have anything to add on feedback before I go there?
Oh, okay. I was going to talk about the picture.
I was going to talk about picture too.
First of all, I was going to say the picture, I don't know. I think it could go either way because I feel like they know, oh, that's my teacher. Oh, that's my teacher. Like I kind of was changing mine a lot, but then I haven't changed it since January, but I really should because I had a hat on. It says 2020. Like I have in and I'm like, 2020 isn't really a good year. So
we need a do-over.
I know. I need to do something else. But I just felt like if it was a really good picture, they would be like, oh, that's my teacher. That's my teacher. Or if it attracted somebody, it's going to attract somebody again. But as far as the video, I've seen a lot of people make videos with a lot of talking. And early on, I saw someone say, the fewer words, like I did an experiment. I just used a trailer from iMovie and I only put in pictures and words and didn't even say anything. And I was fully booked. So, I think that sometimes people try too hard to say too much. If you just do a few pictures, a little bit of action, and a little bit of words just to, show your voice or whatever. I just think that is more attractive. And like, I also saw a video early on where they did you mention it, where the Chinese parents watched all these different videos and then they commented on them?
I didn't mention that, but yes, I remember seeing that when I was first getting started.
Yeah, so a lot of the parents...
Okay. I'll find it and link it in the chat.
Okay, a lot of the parents said, like if it's too overdone, it's too much. You're not going to do all that in one class. They want to see simple, real, able, not too much. And if you're not going to be doing, juggling during class, then maybe just make it simple. Do what I did for my last one was after I did 5 or 6 classes, I took the props that I used that day, took a bunch of pictures, did the exact things that I did during the classes that day. And that was it. Put it all together in a video. Good. And I felt like that was reality. And then I put some music to it. And I put it on one of those groups and they said the music was too loud. But at the time, I didn't know how to make the music lower. And I'm like, if I'm fully booked, I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Right.
But I'm like, good tip. In 6 months, maybe I'll redo it. But
yeah,
that's what I did, was just try to do what I did that day and use those things and don't try to stress out too much about it.
Right. Amanda, did you have more thoughts on the picture? You can see we must think the pictures and profile are pretty important because we've been on here for a while and we keep bringing that back up.
My other thoughts were just about the lifestyle pictures, like choosing lifestyle pictures. So I think that you need to just really be careful with picking those pictures too. You want to capture people's attention and find things that are relatable. So here is me with a cute cat. Everyone loves pets. So you have pets. I hear a dog barking. If you have pets, you want to have a picture with you and pets. Pets are very relatable. Kids love seeing pictures of you with pets. Or if you've traveled to famous places, here's New York, here's the Empire State Building, here's my house and snow. So if you show something of your family, but get a 2-for-1. So this is my family picture and it's my house in snow. So it kind of shows that I live in a place, this is my home and my family picture in a combo. And then what I would do is if you have pictures of kids, you teaching kids in the classroom, vary those pictures. Don't have 2 family pictures or 2 famous places. Have like pets and then have like this one is painting with my kids. So I'm with kids, I'm painting. So I would have my pet picture and painting with kids, or my family picture and New York City, so that you're capturing the more people that see your profile and find you relatable, the better. So that's my tips for those pictures too.
So this was great point from Stephanie. She said she learned in a workshop that if you put your video on silent, will the parent or child understand? She said, actually, Teacher Michael mentioned it. If they can, it's good. So if you watch it on silent and you can understand what's going on, then it's good. It's kind of, I mean, that makes sense. If they're not going to understand everything you say, then interesting. All right, so let's see. Let's try to get back to feedback and communication with parents. And Jojo has a great writing here. I wrote it down. I've got lots of notes from him, but it's writing effective feedback. Have you guys tried that workshop before? Yeah, it's a great workshop for how to leave good feedback. And he did tell us what his thoughts are. He didn't get into detail about everything, but I'm going to read it. It's he calls it writing a love letter. So what do you guys think about feedback?
Critical. It's critical.
Well, I don't know. I probably need to do some more study on it because I have a question. Do you think that some parents like look more into feedback than others? Because I kind of went with Amanda the last time we had a collaboration. She said, you know, to go a little lighter on the feedback, because I feel like a lot of my parents don't really even read the feedback. And I feel like I was putting so much into it and never really getting much response. I mean, I do get regulars where they're coming back, but I don't really think it's because of the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So
my thoughts on that is like your regular students. I don't know if they're so used to you writing like these detailed things and they just skip it. I don't think it matters what we write now, because I did change mine recently and made it a little bit lighter and friendlier, less academic, just more friendlier about what we did that day, but more of a how are you. But I think if you have new students coming to you, they're going to read the feedback and get a feel. So I want to make sure I'm tweaking my new feedback for new students, or my feedback for new students. Because so far, all of my regulars, it stayed the same. So I was trying a little experiment. I went from like, we did this and this and this to, hey, great class, you know? And I think everything has stayed the same for me as far as getting feedback. I've asked for it. I've tried just about everything to get feedback back from them. So as far as that goes, my thoughts are new students. I think I'm going to try to, try the feedback. What about you guys? What do you think?
So my feedback strategy was different when I was brand new and I had new students.
Mm-hmm.
I would, in my feedback, write some specific sentences to the parents that I don't currently do. I see regulars that I see every single class through a whole unit. I'm learning about Beijing in level 4 and learning about teacher's face in level 2. So it's different now that I have regulars that are established. I've seen some kids hundreds of classes. So what I'm going to say is different than if I'm totally a brand new teacher trying to attract parents. When I started, I would say, your child told me that they liked purple shirts. Your child told me that they liked ice cream, because one of the greatest things parents want is kids talking to us. So I explicitly would write 3 sentences. Your child spoke in English in a conversation for 4 minutes with the teacher. I would document and say many more things specifically about the student's output. I still do that today with my regulars. Sometimes I have a shy girl that, oh my goodness, a conversation is like running uphill in snow. But for when I was new, I really was cognizant of what I learned about their student, what their student told me. Your student's strength is doing this. In our next class, we will work on this. So you're going to customize your feedback to be totally different when you're trying to attract those parents to come to you. You will spend more time writing the feedback. For trials, I actually do the feedback right after class in the 5 minutes in between, because it ups the likelihood of them signing up with VIPKid and booking with me again. I don't do that with any of my other classes. I do feedback at the end with everybody. Actually, my feedback's still waiting for today.
That would drive me crazy.
That's so I'm like, oh, 3 o'clock, I gotta get my feedback done. So
actually,
it's
Amanda,
different.
about that, the LP, one of the LPs in a meeting I went to said that doing your trial lesson feedback right away gives you a better chance at getting more LPs to book trials from you because they want teachers that are going to do the feedback right away so they have something to talk about. So
Yes.
I just wanted to add that in.
That's
Mhm.
good.
Yes. Yeah, I changed how I did trials after a while because I
Yeah.
found that when I did it right after, even if it was quick and fast, oh, and truthfully, I have a little template for that I
Me too.
copy and paste in there
Yeah.
for my trials because it is very similar what I say
Yeah.
about the student. But of course, I always customize and add something special. So your feedback will help market yourself. It will
Mhm.
change over time. And the beginning, spend more time and really write those things the students say to you, to the parents. Write those tips like Mary's really good at. She writes tips to the parents of this is a strength for the student. This is something we're working on. All of that is a way to build the parents to book with you again and to market yourself.
Great.
And I find praising the parents, because the parents
Mhm.
themselves are feeling insecure. They're trying
Yeah.
to figure out the best way to encourage their
Mm.
child to learn. So, if I see a parent doing a really good job of giving their child space to come up with the words themselves, I'll
Mhm.
praise that.
Yeah.
Or I will comment on just something that will help the parent feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If they're feeling like they're getting some support from me in some form or another,
Yeah, that's true.
they love
Yeah.
it. Like I have a set of twins that I teach both of,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes I will help resolve conflicts between the two. They'll have back-to-back classes, and the mom says, "Thank you so much for helping me parent them." Just any little thing that, if the kids start telling me, I had a fight with my sister today, and I take just a moment to talk about that with them
Mhm.
and offer something, it's like,
Cute.
it's just that little extra that's not
Mm.
class related, but you're starting to become part of their family. You're becoming
Yeah.
part of, I have numerous parents now that say, "You are part of our family. We love you so much,"
No.
and that
Oh.
is that connection.
Yeah.
And I think finding ways to do that either in the written feedback or how you relate to the parent on screen,
Mhm.
especially with the little ones that sit there with them, all of that um, helps you get rebooked. The
Yes.
connection is what's important.
If
And
you
they
see
want
a
to
parent say hello, oh, sorry, Mandy.
That's okay. Go
So
ahead.
if you see a parent say hello to the parent,
Oh,
don't be
yeah.
afraid of talking to the parent. If you're teaching mom and mom is sitting right there, my goodness, use mom. Like hug
Absolutely.
mom, high five mom, say
Absolutely.
hi to dad. Like
Yes.
really use the parents because whatever you do to connect with them, when you make that connection and go out of your way, then they're connected to you and they're going to look through their schedule. Oh, teacher Amanda, she smiles at me and says hello and has my kid hug me. Let's book her. So sorry.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I will have them practice the sentence frame with the parent.
Yeah.
So, this is the sentence frame we're learning. Okay, now ask mom,
Mhm.
ask dad, so that they're practicing it with each other. And I think that way the student learns how to answer, but also to ask. And
Great.
I just love that for the kids. Yeah.
Good. And Mandy, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, I was just going to kind of piggyback off of actually both of you guys, that once you start making those connections with the parents, the families, but mostly it's the moms, mostly in my instances, it's mostly moms. Once you start making that connection, they get excited about you. They get excited that their kids are excited. I teach a set of twins, a boy and a girl. And I taught the girl for a while. There's one other teacher and myself who are like her only two teachers.
Mhm.
And then she's like, I'm going to book the son because you can teach him into 6. And they're like 7 years old in levels almost 6 and N6. So they're
Wow.
amazing. But you make that connection with mom, and then all of a sudden we chat, and she's posting stuff that your comments, your feedback is being posted all over social media for WeChat. And it's like, here's what the teacher said about the student today. And I go into a little bit more detail with this particular, well, with a lot of my students, because I talk about the whys of what we did and why we did it, and what we're trying to work on accomplishing, because a lot of them have, we all have some issues that we need to work through. So I just like the parents to know, and above, the stuff we're supposed to be doing, we're also doing other stuff too. So but that connection with the parents is huge because they're excited to share their teacher with other people.
Yeah.
Look what this teacher is doing with my child. They're talking, they're doing this, they're making these accomplishments. And
Mhm.
I think that's key. Yes. Tell that parent they're doing a great job. I tell her all the time, you're a great mom. You've got 2 kids and they've been home for 9 months together.
Mm.
No,
Oh,
good.
something else about marketing too. If I ever have 2 students taking the class, you bought your bottom dollar. I'm teaching both of them because that's a future student that can book me. That's
Yeah.
how I got Carrie and her little sister, which is actually her cousin. They're both my students because they were visiting each other over a holiday a couple years ago, and they were both together. Carrie was very tiny, and so Carrie said hello, teacher, and my students said hello, teacher. And so throughout the whole class, I engaged both kids so that they're both talking to me. It is a great opportunity. If
Right.
it's all the time and it's obviously they have double kids in the lesson and they're trying to book them together, like there's a way that happens. But in general, when I see 2 kids, it's an opportunity to share. Hello, little brother. Hello, little sister. Come and say the colors with me or whatever it is to engage them. So it's also marketing that, remember, you're doing every single class is marketing because our parents get a little snippet after class to their phone of clips from the class. It has our written feedback and little clips with you throughout the lesson, and they can hit one button and share it to WeChat and to Weibo.
Oh, wow.
So that's how they get referrals from VIPKid, is from that little snippet from your class. And then it's linked to the parent and they get like a little credit. The credit used to be a lot more where they could get free classes, and VIPKid recently downgraded that, kind of like how we got a little downgrade too. And so what happens is the parents still share. And so out on social media could be your video of yourself. So every second of every class is marketing.
Yeah.
Good idea. So Candy would really like you to look behind you and read her post, Amanda. She thinks you have a ghost in your room. Cindy, what were you going to say?
I wasn't saying anything. She just said every second, and I'm like, oh no.
Right.
I had one. I've over 3,000 classes. I've over 2 years. I've only shared my WeChat one time. This was just a couple days ago. And this kid was just talking all about rocks. And I'm like, we have rocks everywhere. I'll send you some pictures on WeChat. And I put my phone up this very first only time ever. And I put my phone up and he, wrote down my name and whatever. And it was in the teacher spotlight video, like the whole thing. I'm like, oh my word. So obviously everybody knows in VIPKid land that I did that, but I think I've heard other people have done that.
Oh yeah.
But I was like really weirded out, but I didn't use that for the spotlight spotlight videos, but it was really weird.
You didn't have a big carrot in your face like I did.
Then I'm like, maybe I should have,
Right?
But I don't know. I only have like 10 people on WeChat, and it was so funny because as soon as I clicked off on my class, my phone was going bing, 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 bing. The mom messaged me and the boy messaged me like 3 times each. So
okay, so I'm gonna give you JoJo's love letter approach really quick. As quick as I can. It's not really quick. There's 6 steps, but I'm not going to get into detail because he didn't get into detail because he wants you to go find out from his writing effective feedback. But he kind of goes with the sandwich, where the sandwich you usually have 3 parts, a good, something to work on, and you end with a good. This one has 6 parts. So number 1 is a warm greeting, and he gave us some examples. You all know what a warm greeting is. Number 2 is an address the issue. So maybe they had some trouble with pronunciation. Maybe they could work on, they had trouble with incomplete sentences or just using one word. And then he said, number 3, present a suggestion for it. How can we help them? Or what can they do while not in the classroom to be better at whatever they need to work on? He says he gives 15 to 20 minutes of, and he said, I'm going to say it, homework. The way to get away with it is saying optional, or what do you say? Use the word optional work, or, however you want to word it. But he uses that to his favor also, because he said, suggest, then provide a rationale for why you're doing it. So if you can do this 15 minutes sight word practice, your child will be better at blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So use your rationale. Number 5, your eagerness to have class again. You can't wait to see them again. Even he said, even say in there, please write down 2 sentences with each sight word. This is the reason why, and bring it with you to the next class. I can't wait to see it. So they're going to book you again to show you that work. And then he said signature, and then like a PS. I look forward to seeing you again, or some kind of like a, oh, by the way type thing, you know, check
He's
this
big
out.
on, he's real big on, hey, PS, follow my profile.
Yeah.
Did he talk about that? Because he did in the class I took. He's like, a PS, you know, kindly follow my profile.
Yeah. In WeChat, he mentioned that. Yeah.
I was doing all that. Like I was saying, please leave feedback, follow my profile. It was like doing nothing. I'm like, I just really pared it way down, and I just try to give it all I've got in the class, make sure the kid knows that I really care about them, and hopefully that's enough.
All you can do.
Oh, weird.
What's that?
Something on my iPad was really weird.
Okay.
I don't know what was going on.
So, I mean, there's plenty we could talk about feedback, but we've done a whole collaborations on that, so I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on there. Another big thing he said was e-cards. And last night, yesterday morning before the pre-frenzy, I sat and did a ton of Dragon Boat e-cards. And I will say I did get some students back that I hadn't seen in a while. So if you've got some low bookings, maybe sit down and throw some e-cards that way. It doesn't cost you any money. It costs you some time. That's, you know.
It does take time, yeah.
Yeah. But e-cards, he swears by e-cards. You can't personalize them anymore. But yeah, he opened up with asking people, like, do you have low bookings? Have you tried e-cards? And that was how he started it. So anybody have anything to say about e-cards? I always send them for birthdays. Even if their birthday's not right, they're going to get one whenever for the day it says.
Yeah. I wish we could still personalize them.
I do too.
Yeah.
I send them after UAs, unit assessments. There's a congratulations or a great job one. I can't remember which one, but
I love them
for that. Yeah, I choose one of those. Yeah. And then, I go through my interested students that are in my little students tab on my app on my phone. And I just go on the list and send to every single kid. So I have 32. So I send 32 e-cards. I'll do that right before the Dragon Boat Festival. So I do it for their holidays. And then if there's like a July 4th one or something that goes with American holidays too, I send those also. A Christmas one, I'll send them a Christmas holiday one. I do that also in WeChat too. So I just counted, I'm connected with, I didn't realize so many, 19 families on WeChat.
Wow.
I thought I didn't have very many. So I will make a little infographic that has like a holiday for WeChat. I just was gone in vacation in Las Vegas. And so I sent this photo to my parents. Oh gosh, let me find one that I sent. So hello, I'm on my family holiday with my family, teacher holiday, hiking and swimming.
Okay.
So I send a little simple graphic. And then when I had surgery on my hands and I changed my schedule, or when I change my schedule, which I'm about to change in August, I will send them a little graphic that looks like this. So here's teacher's new schedule in BJT time. So those are all the times that they can book classes. So it keeps them following my schedule and knowing where my schedule is going to change through WeChat. So I do use it as a tool. It's a big hot topic right now, and I'll just mention my thoughts about it. New teachers, WeChat is not the way to get parents to book your classes. Yeah. If you are holding up your WeChat after class and saying for parents to scan you that you just met, you can get yourself into a lot of hot water. That is really pushy. Like it's a little pushy. WeChat is for connections with students you've taught, in my mind, over 30 times. I built these 19 WeChat connections because I've taught their kids for almost 2 years. Like they're my core of students. And so I use this as a tool that is professional. I use it to send my schedule, to share my holidays, my family pictures. They do the same for me. They send me greetings for my birthday. I send them greetings for their birthday. If they do a great job in class, I'll take a little picture of their certificate and send it in WeChat. It's my customer service. It's marketing myself. But if you are brand new, don't try to get connected on WeChat so you can hold up your little scanner bar and get more bookings. That is not the way to do it. It is too risky of a thing to do. I would say it would be a way that VIPKid, if a parent was unhappy and had a complaint, they could have an offline complaint about you, because technically, like, it's a gray area. It's not in our contract that says we're not, but we're really not supposed to be contacting parents outside of class through just our messaging. I wish VIPKid messaging was better. Then I wouldn't have to use it. I would just the message right through. But some teachers took advantage of that and really didn't treat parents fairly. And so it got cut off for everybody. So if you all start scan my barcode for every single brand new class you teach, you'll ruin it for everybody. So just throw it out.
That's true.
Be professional and more than 30 classes. More than 30 classes.
I have 4. I have 4.
3.
So while we're talking about WeChat, I told Kristen from Kristen's classroom I wanted to mention hers. She premiered a video today, and how WeChat worked for her was pretty much by accident. One of her parents said, "Do you have WeChat?" And she was like, no. She said, "But by our next class, I'll get it." Well, she got it, and they started sharing some things, and then that parent shared, and you'll have to watch her video. I linked it below. But what ended up happening is one of the LPs got it. And the LP was like, "You're the teacher with the guitar and teaching the level 1 songs. Can we send you more level 1s?" And she said, "I'm not saying it was fair, but it worked. This is, an LP found me. They wanted the teacher with the songs to help teach level 1s. She said she knew VIPKid like super easy. So check out that video if you want to hear how WeChat helped her. But I totally agree with Amanda. It is not for just putting up there all the time. And I usually parents will ask me, I've only offered it once to a parent, and they were like, "Oh yeah." And she sends me her child's enrichment work every class.
Oh, nice.
5 years old in level.
Wow, that's great.
Phonics or something like that. Yeah. Super smart.
Well, that's how I got WeChat too. I didn't even know about WeChat until one of my first students, he was older. He was like level 5 at the time. And he asked me if I had WeChat. And I'm like, I don't even know what WeChat is. And then I heard other teachers talking about it. And then that was like probably a year went by, and I finally got it just for him, because somehow, for some reason, we had to like miss a class or something. And it really worked out really well back then, because he accidentally missed a class. That's when he was doing school. He was so busy in class, and I was in the classroom, and I'm like, he's always on time. And then I'm like, oh, I can do WeChat. So I sent him a WeChat message, and he made it to class. Oh, wow. So that can work too, and but that's when they were all busy and everything was going on. But he was my original, and he and his mom are still on the WeChat. And so it's amazing how those connections happen, because I don't really talk to them every day. They don't bug me. It's like some people are afraid for WeChat because they don't want to be, harassed or something. But I think one time I was up late at night talking to her and his mom, and I was like enjoying it, but it was late. Yeah. And she's like, "You need to go to bed. It's nighttime where you are."
You remember what happened to poor Tim? You'll have to watch my video with him. He had some moms reaching out to him.
Oh yes, I did see that.
He
Yeah,
turned bright red when we asked him about it too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think he was going for it. He was going for it. Well, he should have someone. It's about time.
Yeah. I have a question, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute. I have a couple of things I want to mention first.
I was just going to add about WeChat too. So using WeChat opens you up to communication with parents that maybe a lot of teachers don't want. So knowing that when you're brand new, a new teacher, you may have parents send you questions that you don't know how to answer, or ask you to open bookings that are not appropriate, like you cannot open a certain slot, and how do you say no in a kind way? Truthfully, it is not worth the effort to make that extra connection unless you are experienced and you have a relationship with the family. So just throwing out there, like, a lot of people have had moms that send them message and message and message and message, and how do you know how much to write back? It's just a fine dance that when you're a new teacher and you don't have connections with the family, it's not worth your time. You may open up a whole Pandora's box of WeChat messages that you don't want. So that's why I encourage new people, don't go for that. The only time a parent really sent me a message I wasn't comfortable with was to ask for my address when I very first started. It was before VIPKid let us send our address to parents, and I actually wasn't sure. And so I said, no, I can't give my address to parents. And that was the rule then in VIPKid. Now we can like message it through the app on the phone. But at the point I didn't. So that made me uncomfortable. But again, my parents never crossed the line. They're not sending me hundreds of messages all through the night while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
So just know that like it's not worth it. It is not a way to build your business and market yourself. It is a way to keep connection with families once you're established. That's my word on WeChat.
And it's not that easy to get into either.
No,
It's
no.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps reaching out to me. I cannot validate you, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, really. I
my
don't think I
mouth says
validated
no.
anyone either. Yeah, I don't think I have either.
I don't have the right, whatever it is. I don't know.
Some people can validate and some can't. And then all the people that post in Facebook groups, it is only open for 3 minutes. After that, your post you put is a waste of your time and everyone else's time on Facebook. So stop putting validate me on WeChat on Facebook groups, because it's never going to happen. Only certain people can validate, and then also it expires in 3 minutes.
Wow.
Candy, I think almost all of us have seen dads in their undies, grandpas in their undies. And remember,
I saw one naked the other day.
You saw one naked?
No.
I was teaching my longtime regular, and I see out of the corner of my eye dad behind her. I'm like, okay. So she saw what was happening and she scooted over.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Woo! I'm not going to say anything because, we're just going to leave that there.
But I am really glad. I'm really glad that people speak up about that, because when I first got into groups, I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And then when it happened, I was more
right.
Like,
just
I was
go
more,
with it.
Yeah.
They don't have AC there.
No.
Right.
Or some places, of course, some do, but they don't all have it, or they're waiting to turn it on. Yeah. But now a lot of us understand the problem now that most of us are at home on these Zoom calls. And it's like you're in the potty and your kids come in. Like, how do I turn this? My classroom, my teacher is here. How do I turn this off? You know, my friend was like, So that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Ugh. Let's see. LPs. Guys, Jojo taught me something I didn't know. He talked about, you know how we send feedback to the LP at the bottom of the feedback form? Now, lately, HelloFresh is here, sorry. Lately, we have been getting responses back from the LP, or at least I have, in that box. But he said that you can fill out a ticket. It's like a category 1, I think he showed us. You can fill out a ticket to the LP. He said in the topic line, you want to write out the student name, the date and time of the class, and it will find its way to the LP, and you have a better chance at getting a response and some action taken. He said, how many times should you message the LP? 2 to 3 times a month per child.
What?
You can let them know about your student, how they're doing, the LPs. Some really
that adds a whole new dimension to feedback.
What's that?
That adds a whole new dimension to feedback.
Right, but if you have no bookings,
Yeah.
if you have low bookings, why not reach out to the LP, So, but I just always thought, he said it's more like an email rather than that LP box and the feedback. He said this is more like an email. It goes straight to them.
Did you say you get responses back from the LP?
Oh, he said once or twice. I have gotten response back.
How do you get responded back?
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up on my app.
And they send you an email, or?
I'll have to look up how I got it. But I know they're working on doing that, because when I was in at Journey in DC, we had Benjamin the LP, and we had asked him about it, and he said, I'm going to work on this. So when Marianne and I were, and Charles was there too, I don't know who else, we were in the Six Apple Summit, he had talked about that they had been working on it and that they came up with a solution for it. So I want to say it was with my buddy that gives me a hard time sometimes. So I'll have to look it up and get back with you. But he said, instead of putting it at the bottom of that little feedback thing, send it in a ticket and you're more likely to get a response, like an emailed response. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but if you have low bookings and you're willing to give it a try, it's just another step to help market yourself to the LP. And he said, make sure you tell them how much you love being booked and you love,
Well, I will say that I have started just about every time I write feedback, I write something at the bottom, and it might be related to the student and how they did that day. If it's a regular and I'm seeing them a couple times a week, I'm not going to do it every day, every 3 days, or however frequent I do it. But what I will put in there is, dear learning partner, I just wanted to acknowledge all the hard work you do with our families, and I appreciate it and thank you. And then I will add on, if you happen to have any students looking for a teacher, I would love to be considered. And I will say, since I started doing that, I have noticed bookings that I am sure are coming from LPs and not just random families. So I think that maybe it's working. We really don't know, but it's certainly not hurting.
Right. I just looked at my notes. It's once or twice a month, he suggests, per child.
Wow. I have probably once or twice in my 3 years written to
Right?
LP.
So he's saying,
it's just not something I do.
Send a ticket once or twice, or write in the feedback once or twice.
He was saying send in a ticket. He does not use the feedback section at all for the LP.
So he gets all his feedback done, and then he goes to the ticket area and he's going to write tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, Amanda, do you write to the LPs?
No.
Okay.
I
Good.
don't.
I was thinking, am I way out there? I just never do.
Every now and then I will, like if the student is really struggling and really, needed some attention, I might say something. Or if something happened in the class that needed someone to kind of review, then I might. But that's about it.
Okay.
Very rare.
So the last thing I have in my notes before we get to Candy's question, which is kind of subjective, so I wanted to save it to the end, is tags. Your teacher tags. Guys, especially if you're new, go in and make sure you have the minimum number of tags. It won't hurt you to have the maximum number of tags. It will not hurt you to go in there and add tags. You want to add tags that are towards you. You don't want to say you're energetic if you're not an energetic teacher. You want to make sure the tags are for you. Jojo did mention that at VIPKid, everyone always asks, well, which tag gets more bookings? And he said, at least VIPKid is not sharing that information with him or anybody, because they don't want to put that on there.
That's interesting.
But you do want to make sure that you have the maximum number of tags. So go to your teacher portal, you go to my info and then tags, and you can change your tags every 30 days if you'd like. So
I've gone back to try to change mine, and I look at them and I'm like, yep, those are me. So
yeah,
no sense in changing them.
I looked at mine and the parents have, selected mine too. So I was like, well, that looks okay to me. So
I wanted to say, until we could see the tags in the portal, I always thought I had the most number of tags, and actually I didn't. When they opened that part of the portal to check, I only had 3 tags. And aren't we allowed to have 5?
I think it's 6.
6.
6, right?
So all of this time, all my 2.5 years of teaching, I've only had 3 tags. And I wonder why I struggled so much at the beginning. Maybe it was the tag.
Wow.
So if you're a veteran, go back and check. Make sure you have 6, because
Yeah.
when whoever signed me up only put 3, and I never thought to check all through that time. And so when it opened up and I was like, let me see what they are. And I was like, what? There's only 3. So some people, I bet you, are just like that. So if you're, go check and look at your tags.
From what I understand, your mock mentor is the one that assigns your first tags, set of tags. Okay, anything else before I get to Candy's question?
So I know that we talked, the way we marketed this video was marketing for VIPKid, but also other platforms.
Yeah,
So I have one suggestion for OutSchool
please.
as a marketing strategy, and that is if you have any artwork or anything like that that you're asking the students to do for after the class is done, encourage them to post it on Instagram and give them your hashtag, because once they add your hashtag, they then can follow you and you can post what your next classes are, and it sets up
cool.
this
Idea.
yes. So think about that
Nice.
as you can't do that for VIPKid, but you certainly can for OutSchool.
What's your hashtag?
I
Is your
can't
hashtag
remember.
your
Yeah,
name? Or...
well, yeah, it is your Instagram handle. So whatever that,
Oh, okay.
like whatever that is.
Huh,
Okay.
Yeah. So,
good to know.
I
so
can't remember.
that's just something to keep in mind when you're trying to get your name out there for OutSchool, is using some of those other platforms to get yourself known.
Good idea.
Wow.
Stephanie said, Melissa Miller said to make sure a parent has tagged you or the mentor or it won't show up.
I think she means you can't just pick your own. You can't just pick your own tags.
I
think
don't
that's
know.
what that
I
means.
thought you could.
I think you can.
I think you can too. I think mine show up as the ones that are mentor approved, the ones that are parent approved, and then just a couple that are just mine.
Yeah.
You know, so I think you can choose some of them yourself.
Candy said, but kids have to be 13 to use Instagram, but a lot of their parents monitor their Instagrams or the parent has an Instagram. So
exactly,
you can have the parent do it.
Or
too.
the parent could do it. Yeah.
Let's see. Where is it? Question. Zebra English sent out an email that they stopped hiring due to an influx of teachers. Should VIPKid also stop hiring? I'll go last.
that's a huge question. I think that VIPKid is still planning on going to all these other countries, are they not? So they're needing to build their teacher base. I don't know. Amanda, do you have any thoughts on that?
I'll tell you a secret. Okay, you know when VIPKid first started, when they began, they had a shortage of teachers. They got promoted and someone said, wow, try this with your kids. And a huge influx of students came into VIPKid and there were not enough teachers and they were not prepared. I think that experience affects how they do business now. So because of that, they don't ever want to have a shortage of teachers. That's why they're always. Also remember, a lot of teachers join the platform and take big breaks or teach 2 classes a week or teach 5 classes a week. Some of us teach lots. So everyone is very different. They're always looking for a new base of teachers. So I think that very first business experience affected the way that they do recruiting and that they're always looking. I think a lot of people leave VIPKid also. I think a lot of people's contracts do not get renewed because they don't realize that you have to be on time. You can't cancel all these classes. You can't do all these cuckoo things with your schedule and be successful.
It's a job?
Yeah. So something like that. So they don't get renewed. And so a lot of people drop off. I mean, if then the tickets, they have a drop down that's quitting VIPKid, that means a lot of people do it. So I personally, right now, I think that a slowdown in hiring people is appropriate because there is not enough slots for those of us who are in, and that's not fair.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd like to see a pause And I think that would really help teachers' unhappy, unsettled hearts about taking the cuts to their adjustments and rewards and bonuses that we recently had come down. I think that would help people say, VIP Kids stopping. But remember, we got all those superpower recruiters out there making buco bucks, pulling in all those teachers for recruiting. So I mean that will affect them. So I don't know. I think
They're
it's a
definitely
fine
not
dance.
making what they were.
No, they aren't.
Taylor has
They
a
aren't.
video where she lost about $30,000.
They aren't. So I don't know. I think a pause is appropriate. But I think that they're scarred by that business experience at the start, and that's why they're always afraid of a shortage. They want lots of options for parents. That's why parents join VIP Kid. It's the one-on-one, and it's the meet a North American teacher. There are 70,000 of us. So like whatever the number is, it attracts parents to come in. And if that number is always growing, it looks good. But for us, I think the experience is not so good. For me, I don't have any problems. I have regulars that fill all my slots. If I lived in a different time zone, man, I'd open hundreds of classes. I would teach full time with VIP Kid, but I cannot on the PST Pacific Coast time. I can't be teacher zombie all the time. So I can't be
But
teacher
that's a good
zombie.
time for others. You say that all the time, and I always think, but at least, I mean, you have children, it's different, but at least some of those Pacific time can start, what is it? It's 7:30, like 5:30 or 4:30 in the afternoon too. You know what I mean? Some people would like that. So I don't know.
When the time goes to daylight savings, our PPT time is from 3 to 5 a.m. 3 to 5 a.m.
Yeah,
It's terrible. It's
I've
terrible.
done that. I mean, I'm doing a 3:00 on Friday. Like I've done it. I do it,
Nope.
Do Cindy or Mandy want to talk about that? No? Go ahead. Anybody?
I was just going to say, I think that the whole pause that we sort of see or the slowdown, let's just say the slowdown in getting teachers approved to come on board, I think that's been a good thing. I think we've lived in I've only been around a year, so and it happened pretty fast for me. And I think the process is becoming a little more competitive. They're definitely looking at bringing in quality teachers, or they're putting more, what's the word I want to use?
Requirements.
That's it. They're being more selective. That's the
Yeah.
word. They're being more selective and looking at things a little bit closer. I think that's a good thing that it's slowing the process a little bit down. The fact that they probably don't have as many people actually available to help the process along has not necessarily been a bad thing. Yeah, it's interesting to see where we're going, but businesses have to look and readjust. So I'm just trying to decide that I love what I do.
Cindy?
I just wanted to say that, the other thing we have to remember, I don't think we accounted for this, everybody being home and,
Right.
the B&M teachers are home and I'm opening more slots. Like I was happy that I had this job. Plus it's kind of a distraction for me for like, if I was home, just not having anything else to do. I really enjoy doing this and I'm growing as a person and everything. I am really, ever since I started, I love VIP Kid. I love teaching the Chinese students, but I absolutely have been so impressed with the teacher community and just how I have to believe in my mind that they're blown away in China at how well the VIP Kid teachers have just lifted this whole thing up. And I think the teachers are what really makes it. Honestly, it kind of brings tears to my eyes, but and I believe that we have to tap into that power. And I'm really glad that we have a lot of people have gone to OutSchool, but I think that there's more out there that the teachers have to offer. And I think that this has been a great stepping stone for those of us who are in it. And I think it's been disappointing that the company has taken away from the teachers. The new teachers coming in had so many dreams, and now like the income is like kind of a slower thing, which is still working for a lot of people. But I really appreciate Nancy as well, and Angela, from the people that I've seen that have benefited a lot from VIPKid. They're moving on to the next step, and that's really exciting. So I think that their attitude, I just saw Nancy's video recently about how she's like, we're just going to take the hits and move on to the next thing, and use our abilities to do something more in another realm. So we have to keep that in mind. And also, I love Nancy's attitude where she's always helping people. And so I love all these videos of offering other options. And we can't, honestly, we can't rely on other countries to make us what we're supposed to be. And maybe I'm going to bring God in here. Maybe God wants us as a community, as teachers, to really band together and make our country what it's supposed to be. And, the hearts of the teachers is just amazing. And I was supposed to go to Journey last time, but I didn't get to go. Yeah. But that's what I want, is to see the teachers just grow and move on to the next thing and just keep moving forward. And, I think it can be done. And for the people that want to come in, just be patient and, see what happens, and just take it one day at a time.
So. Awesome.
I know.
I love all you guys.
Aw, we love you too, Cindy. And I feel so bad I messed up our step back. I didn't.
I know, but I have a new plan.
Okay,
see?
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, one of my students last week.
He's gonna pick up the pizza. I'll be
came to class.
What's that?
We all want pizza.
We want pizza.
I didn't know you heard that.
We heard it.
I've got pizza for everyone.
Monday is pizza night on Monday, so I'm like, it's perfect.
Oh, that sounds good. I think we'll have pizza here. Thank you.
Oh, what I was going to say is the reason why we teach VIPKid, whether our pay goes up or our pay goes down. One of my students last week came on. Her name is Amy, and she goes to school and works really hard. She told me that her English test was 99. It was the top score.
Wow. Awesome.
And she had to come and tell me. Her sister helped her. She's my student too. She said, tell teacher Amanda you have a good grade in English. And I asked her what the grade was. And so we celebrated. I clapped and cheered for her. So I'm just remembering that what we're doing is we're making students in another country amazing kids who have a thoughtful heart for teachers in America, who hopefully have a thoughtful heart for America too, who are enamored with us and I am with them, whose grades are affected, who are happy and celebrating. And so it is wonderful. Whether my pay goes up, my pay goes down, I wake up at 3 a.m. That's why I do it. It's for my students to benefit and for them to become really proud kids who celebrate and do a great job. So I've come so far with my regulars and I work really hard for them. So that's why I wake up and why I get paid. So whatever VIPKid does, I can't control them, but I have my house, my classroom, and my kids in China, and that's what I do to make them happy.
And you are probably one of the most hardworking. I mean, I know you all are, but Amanda, between changing her backgrounds and making us props and printables, and I don't know how you do it all.
It's a lot.
She's so organized. Like, I just ordered one thing and I'm like, wow, she's got the letter, she's got the packaging. Right? Yeah, the whole night. Just getting a thing in the mail that I even paid for it was like a gift, It was really nice.
And Jason's in the chat. Maybe he's still in the chat. He mentioned he's ordered from Amanda too. And I told Amanda before you were here, Cindy, that we talk about her store even when she's not here.
Yeah.
I was gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. We saw you traveling.
It was nice. I took a social media away too, so I didn't post on Instagram or Facebook, nothing.
Wow, good for you.
I did my personal pictures for fun, but I put my phone away and I went swimming and hiking and we cooked good barbecue and had a nice time. I did make this, but that's all I did.
Oh,
That's
that's
the second
nice,
time today
yeah.
I've heard barbecue. One of my students was telling me she had barbecue today, and she was telling me all about it, and now I want barbecue.
Yes,
Yeah.
kids in China barbecue.
They
They love barbecue.
barbecue.
Laura said she is ordered from you.
Awesome.
Candy said, wow, Amanda is a saint. Laura said, so true, Cindy. The teachers are so creative. I'm listening to all of you now because of your creativity. So, all right. Oh, wow. We've been on an hour and a half. Well, I don't want to keep all of you except for Mandy. Mandy and I are going to hang out. Well, we've got a little plan later on, right?
An hour.
Okay. Let me know.
You're going to hang out like online, or do you live near each other?
Oh, no.
I'm in Virginia.
We're not
okay.
doing it live, but we have a surprise for you later. So we're going to get together for a little
Nice.
chat. I know. Okay. That is all I have. I hope this is helpful. I know I said it was going to be for multiple companies. I think the way we talked about profile pictures and intro videos could help at other companies. Let us know if we forgot anything. We can always revisit this topic, I'm sure, because there's so much to it. So,
I think a good profile is good for any company. So it's not just like all those tips for pictures and bio, all that is good for any profile that you make.
And check out, Amanda's got lots of stuff for us for free today. The Dragon Boat, the guide.
Okay, so is that at your website?
AmandaPandaTeacher.com. And I put links in the chat too.
Good. And all of you should be linked below except for Mandy. And Mandy, I'll get to that right after this. So, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you get a chance, please give us a thumbs up, like our video. What else do I need to say? I think that's
I have a new video I'm working on today about the iPad, like updated iPad video. If I can get it to load up, so you can look out for that and give me a like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 300.
And you are Cindy Bennett 13, right?
On YouTube, I'm just YouTube Cindy Bennett 13. Yeah.
Okay, and join Teacher Kelly Tag tomorrow for the report. She reads the weekly reports for VIPKid and for VIPKid. So check that out. She said she thought they were going to do something tomorrow, but it's way up in the chat. Kelly, I have no idea what you said. But she did say to watch tomorrow. I know. It moves too fast for me, Mandy. I can't keep up.
Oh, good. Well, next time I'll try to come prepared so I can help you.
Oh.
Usually I have my iPad next to me, but I'm using my iPad right now. So.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll see you next week. I don't remember what the topic is.
Thank you.
We'll let you know.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, and goodbye, everybody in the chat, too. Thanks for coming.